You might be a kind person, but not everyone acts the same way. We hope for good things and trust people, but it's important to be cautious because there are unkind people out there. Pay attention to signs and avoid them. Maybe you've met someone mean who hurts others without feeling sorry and takes advantage of weaknesses. Sometimes these actions are so subtle that we don't realize we're dealing with a bad person. Let's talk about signs that show you're dealing with someone like that. Some people might try to make you feel guilty or pretend to like you, but talk badly about you behind your back. It's important to be ready because trouble can come from outsiders or even from your own family. Family is a gift from God, but some people show their worst side. In today's video, I'll share 10 signs that tell you if you're dealing with someone like this and what to do. Before we start, please hit the like button if you enjoy learning about life lessons. Remember this truth. People may want good things for you, but they rarely want you to be better than them. Let's go with the first sign. Number 1. Pleasure in others' pain. Evil people feel pleasure when seeing others suffer. If you know someone who seems to rejoice in others' pain, like laughing or smiling when seeing someone going through a difficult time, that's a clear sign you're dealing with a bad person. This behavior shows a total lack of empathy and can lead to harmful situations created by them for their own pleasure. Imagine a co-worker who, instead of offering help when you're overwhelmed, laughs at your difficulties, or a friend who, upon hearing about your personal problem, makes jokes instead of offering support. These attitudes are not only insensitive, but reveal a cruel character. Such people may even deliberately provoke bad situations for others just to have the pleasure of seeing someone suffer. They can also spread gossip and create conflicts, all to see people's reactions and enjoy the chaos they've caused. It's important to recognize these signs early and distance yourself from those who exhibit this type of behavior to protect your own emotional health and well-being. Number 2. Need to control your life. Evil people are extremely controlling. They feel uncomfortable and powerless if they don't control every aspect of their lives and the lives of those around them. They will do everything possible to ensure things happen according to their wishes and will abuse power if they don't encounter resistance. Think of that boss who insists on reviewing every little detail of your work, not because they want to help, but because they need to have total control, or that friend who always decides where you go, what you do, and with whom without considering others' opinions. These attitudes show an obsession with control that can be suffocating. These people can also manipulate situations to maintain control, creating rigid rules or using emotional blackmail. A classic example is a partner who constantly monitors where you are and who you're talking to, not out of concern, but out of a need to dominate your life. This need for control is not only irritating but can be dangerous. Such people often use their power to exploit and abuse others. Recognizing these behaviors and setting clear boundaries is essential to protect your independence and emotional well-being. If you notice someone trying to control every aspect of your life, it's important to take steps to distance yourself and regain your autonomy. Number 3. Strange feeling when you're around them. One of the clearest signs you're dealing with a bad person is feeling strange around them. You might feel tired, restless, or simply uncomfortable in their presence. This could be your natural instinct warning you that something is wrong. Imagine being at a family gathering where everyone is having fun, but there's one person who always makes you feel tense and uncomfortable whenever they're around. Even if that person isn't doing anything directly to you, their mere presence is enough to generate a feeling of discomfort. This could indicate that the person has negative energy or malicious intentions. Another example is a co-worker who makes you feel anxious or exhausted every time they approach you. You might not be able to pinpoint exactly what's wrong, but your body and mind seem to recognize that something is off. These sensations shouldn't be ignored. Our instincts often pick up on signals that our conscious mind may not perceive. If you constantly feel uncomfortable in someone's presence, this is a warning that the person may not have good intentions. Paying attention to these feelings and giving them importance can help you avoid harmful situations and maintain your inner peace. Number 4, lack of responsibility. Evil people never take responsibility for their actions. They always blame others when something goes wrong and like to play the victim. They don't acknowledge their mistakes and make you apologize for them. Imagine a co-worker who makes a mistake on an important project. Instead of admitting the fault, they quickly point the finger at you or someone else on the team, saying the blame is on everyone but them. This not only creates a toxic work environment, but also makes you feel unfairly blamed. Another example is a friend who constantly gets into trouble, and instead of accepting that their choices led to those situations, always blames others. If they're late for an appointment, it's the traffic or someone else who made them late. If something goes wrong in their life, they never look at their own actions, but always find a way to blame others and play the victim. These people are also experts at making you feel guilty for their mistakes. They manipulate situations so that you end up apologizing for something that isn't even your responsibility. This is emotionally draining and can erode your self-esteem over time. Recognizing these behaviors is crucial to maintaining your mental and emotional health. People who never take responsibility for their actions can drag you into a cycle of guilt and manipulation. Learning to identify and distance yourself from these people is essential to preserving your well-being. Number 5. Habit of lying. Evil people have the terrible habit of lying constantly. They lie for their benefit and often lie just for fun or to manipulate others. They don't value your trust or friendship, prioritizing only their own interests. Imagine a co-worker who always makes up stories about their achievements at work, exaggerating or even fabricating facts to stand out, or that friend who says they couldn't attend your event because they were sick, but you find out they were somewhere else having fun. These lies are not only dishonest, but show a total lack of respect for you and others. Liars frequently use their lies to manipulate situations and people. For example, a partner who lies about their feelings or intentions to keep you under control or gain an advantage in an argument. They can also invent gossip or spread misinformation to cause conflicts among friends or colleagues, all for fun or to benefit in some way. These lies may be small and seemingly harmless at first, but over time they erode trust and harm relationships. If someone lies repeatedly, even about trivial things, it's a clear sign that the person doesn't respect you and is willing to sacrifice your trust to gain something. Recognizing and confronting these lies is essential to maintaining healthy relationships. If you realize someone has a constant habit of lying, it's important to assess the impact of that person on your life and consider if it's possible to maintain a trustworthy relationship with them. Honesty is the foundation of any solid relationship, and people who lie constantly cannot offer that foundation. Number 6. Absence of remorse. Evil people don't feel remorse for their actions. They never feel guilty about the negative impact they have on others. When confronted, they manipulate the situation to make you doubt your perception of reality. Imagine a colleague taking credit for your work, and when you confront them, they show no regret. Instead, they try to justify their actions by saying you wouldn't have achieved it alone, or they were just helping you shine. This kind of behavior shows a total lack of empathy and remorse, revealing a deeply selfish and manipulative character. Another example is a friend who constantly makes malicious or hurtful comments. When you try to talk about how those comments affect you, they laugh and say you're overreacting or even suggest you're too sensitive. This behavior not only shows a lack of remorse, but also attempts to distort your perception of reality, making you question your feelings. These people are masters at turning the situation around. If you point out a mistake or harmful behavior, they quickly become the victims, making you feel wrong for bringing up the issue. This emotional manipulation is a clear sign that the person has no true remorse for what they do and is more concerned with protecting their image. Recognizing the absence of remorse is crucial to protecting your emotional health. People who don't feel guilt for hurting others can continue repeating these harmful behaviors, knowing there will be no real consequences for them. Identifying this trait and setting clear boundaries is essential to protect yourself and maintain healthy relationships. If someone repeatedly shows a lack of remorse, it's important to consider distancing yourself from that person to preserve your well-being. Number 7. Cruelty. Some evil people prefer to act openly and cruelly. They can be aggressive, hurting others with words or actions, and delight in others' suffering. The lack of empathy and the ability to intentionally inflict pain are distinctive characteristics of this type of person. Think of a co-worker who doesn't hesitate to make malicious or humiliating comments in front of others. They may point out your faults cruelly or ridicule your ideas during meetings, not to offer constructive criticism, but to demoralize you. This behavior not only destroys the group's morale, but also creates a toxic and oppressive work environment. Another example is a friend who makes jokes about your insecurities or personal problems, knowing it hurts you. They may mock you for something you shared in confidence, and upon seeing your reaction, seem to enjoy your suffering. This lack of empathy and pleasure in others' pain are clear signs of cruelty. These people are often adept at disguising their cruelty as humor or criticism. They claim they're just joking or trying to help you improve, but their true intention is to hurt and control. Recognizing this behavior is crucial to avoiding unnecessary emotional harm. It's important to set clear boundaries and not tolerate cruel treatment. If someone repeatedly exhibits this behavior, consider whether maintaining that relationship is healthy for you. Cruelty, whether physical or emotional, should never be tolerated. Identifying and distancing yourself from cruel people is essential to preserving your self-esteem and well-being. Number 8. Taking pleasure in others' mistakes. Evil people love seeing others make mistakes. They feel superior when others fail and will often highlight those mistakes to belittle others. Imagine a colleague who never misses an opportunity to point out your errors in front of everyone. Instead of helping you improve or offering constructive feedback, they highlight your mistakes to make you feel inferior and elevate themselves. This behavior creates a hostile and discouraging work environment. Another example is a friend who constantly brings up your past mistakes in conversations, even in a joking tone. They seem to delight in reminding you of your failures, never letting you forget them. This not only affects your self-esteem, but also shows a total lack of support and empathy. These people use others' mistakes as a tool to assert their superiority. They feel powerful when they can diminish someone else's self-worth, creating an unequal dynamic in relationships. This behavior is not only toxic, but also deeply damaging to your mental health. Recognizing this trait is essential to protect yourself from emotional manipulation. It's important to surround yourself with people who support your growth and well-being, not those who delight in your mistakes. If you notice someone constantly taking pleasure in your failures, it's a clear sign that the person doesn't have your best interests at heart. Consider distancing yourself from such individuals to maintain a positive and healthy environment. Number 9. Manipulation. Evil people are masters of manipulation. They know how to twist situations and people to their benefit. They often make you feel guilty or ashamed to get what they want. Imagine a partner who constantly uses emotional blackmail to get their way. They may say things like, "If you really loved me, you would do this for me," or "I can't believe you would hurt me like this." This type of manipulation is designed to make you feel guilty and comply with their wishes. Another example is a co-worker who uses flattery and deceit to gain your trust and then manipulates you into doing their work or covering for them. They may say things like, "You're the only one who can do this right," or "I really need your help, I can't do this alone." This manipulation makes you feel obliged to assist, even when it harms your own well-being. These people are experts at identifying your vulnerabilities and using them to their advantage. They create scenarios where you feel cornered and have no choice but to give in to their demands. Recognizing these manipulative tactics is crucial to maintaining your autonomy and emotional health. It's important to set clear boundaries and not allow yourself to be manipulated. If someone constantly uses emotional manipulation to control you, it's essential to assess the impact of that relationship on your life. Consider distancing yourself from manipulative individuals to protect your mental well-being and preserve your self-worth. Number 10. Lack of empathy. Evil people lack empathy. They cannot put themselves in someone else's shoes or understand the pain they cause. They are indifferent to others' feelings and needs. Imagine a colleague who never acknowledges your feelings or struggles. When you share something difficult you're going through, they dismiss it or change the subject, showing no concern or understanding. This lack of empathy creates a cold and unsupportive environment. Another example is a friend who never shows interest in your problems or successes. They never ask how you are or offer support when you need it. Their indifference to your emotions and experiences reveals a profound lack of empathy. These people are often self-centered and only concerned with their own needs and desires. They cannot connect with others on an emotional level, making it impossible to build genuine relationships. Recognizing this lack of empathy is essential to avoid emotional harm. It's important to surround yourself with people who can empathize with your feelings and offer support. If you notice someone consistently showing a lack of empathy, consider whether maintaining that relationship is beneficial to your well-being. Empathy is the foundation of healthy and supportive relationships.